It's been really crazy. There was like so much drama. There was like convention drama. And then like props to filing cabinet who realized that I wasn't going to make it into the city in time to do wet spot. So like drove me in. I did one wet spot live at 7, did a pre-tape at 8:15 that's coming out Labor Day. And then he basically sped us all back so I could come here and do this. So props to the filing cabinet. But yeah, I'm happy to like see you got your guys' faces. Like I already feel better. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. What's up, Brittany Venti?
Hi. It's been a while.
I know. I miss you.
How did your convention go? Also, spill the tea. I didn't hear about this said drama. I
Yeah.
missed
Oh
out.
God. Yeah. Well, there
Ready.
was like yeah. So we did a live stream. So our panel was 4 o'clock on Saturday. And it was me, Anna, and Zia. We had so much fun. We missed you guys so much. And so we did a little bit of a live stream. I dressed up. I cosplayed as Frosk, thinking I'm going as Frosk to Fan Expo. I'm going to get constantly recognized left and right. I figured I couldn't even get through the door without somebody being like, "Oh my God, Frosk!" I literally couldn't get one person to like recognize who I was. I was going around asking people if they knew what I was dressed up as, and everybody was like, I don't know. Someone was like a lesbian, like nobody. And I was like, I don't like. Part of me's like, I hope she didn't see this because like I'm clearly like making fun of her. But I hope she did see it and knows like if she were to go to one of these conventions as her, no one would recognize her. Like if she's going to one of these events expecting like to be fawned over, it's not going to happen because I was just shocked at how nobody knew who Frosk was. I was like, Frosk, and they were like, sorry.
Hi,
Drunk
Jay.
3 people. I got stopped in the bear costume every 5 minutes. Well, look at you. Oh yeah, Jay was getting constantly hit up. I mean, it helps that he's 7 feet tall and dressed in a flannel onesie. But yeah, he was constantly getting harassed and noticed, and he's so sweet. He never go away. Like he always had and he was live streaming and he had like a pile of people following him around like an amoeba at
An
all times.
entourage.
He rolled deep the whole weekend. So nobody recognized me in my Frost cosplay. Ran around and then we just continued the live stream for like what 3-4 hours. And we were going to do it up until the panel. So we were naturally concluding. And I guess Chuck, who helps us run, he runs the events. He's nice enough to like have us come have it. We had a table that was great. He let us have 2 tables that were right behind the content creator stage. It was called like, I guess they put up a sign that's like podcast area, and it's cute because they spelled podcast like podcast, like it's 2 words. I was like, oh, it's just
Aw.
fun. It's fun to be there. Anyway, the point is I was finishing the stream and then Chuck comes over to me. He's like, "Oh yeah, I just want to like, are you guys ending the stream?" I'm like, "Yeah, we just ended." He was like, "Okay, good, because I'm getting complaints that there's body shaming going on the live stream." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I wasn't manning the live stream the whole time because I was like in and out. We're going to the bathroom, we're taking turns. It was between like me, Anna, Zia, and Frank. And I was trying to think like who said what? Like we were all making fun of people. We're making fun of people's cosplay. There was one guy who was right across the hall or like I don't know, across the way from us. His name was Mateo or the Super Mateo or something. I forget what his like stage name was, but he was obviously like very gay and like in skin tight. Like he was just trying to be like blue and black Superman, basically. Like I don't, we're in front of all these cosplayers. Rough with the comments. So we were like, we figured out it might have been something that Frank said because then we later got an email complaining about oh God, I almost want to read this email out loud because this person, do you think I should, Frank?
Like, yes. Yes, please.
Can you forward it to my regular email? This was wild. Oh, if you could forward it to my regular email, because I don't get the other email on my computer. I gotta fix that. So this person made this email. He kind of sounded like he's a little bit gatekeeping, like the nerd the nerd world. He was like, you don't understand. You can't be rolling up here body shaming people. You know, that's not going to fly in this world.
Yeah.
And so I guess we don't know if it was what we said about the Magic Mateo or just regular people walking by. But there were also like there were women like walking around with their asses out. What's going on?
I sent it to you.
You sent it to me. Okay, let me see if I can pull up this email. Fat shaming live. Okay, I will pull up this
dead.
email. Does it matter?
Was the person who got mad fat?
Here's what I don't know. All right, so I'm just gonna straight up share this email. I don't have time to block out names, faces. Who gives a fuck? Okay, here we go. Fat shaming. The subject is Fan Expo Boston. Fat shaming on a live stream. Hey, just going to give you a little advice. That guy that was using your camera at Fan Expo Boston 2022 was fat shaming people really bad. I don't care about fat jokes. I tell all kinds of jokes, but you really have to be fucking stupid to be broadcasting that on a live stream. I can tell you one thing. The cosplay community is a very tight group. If someone took that video and maybe posted it on Reddit and made a complaint, you could get banned from a con. My advice is to make that video private because you can still use it if someone takes it and you can report it. Look, I don't believe in body positive BS, but like I said, I'm not going to fat shame people on a live stream and risk messing up my brand. First of all, who the fuck are you? What's your brand? No one cares. I don't care who you are or what your brand is. And first of all, how do you know what my brand is? Guess what? My brand is making fun of people because I am a comedian. I used to do cosplay photography. I photographed his beautiful girl. Maybe he meant to say this. Beautiful girl that was really good looking and really fit. Some media company was shaming cosplayers, and that fit girl made a video on her YouTube saying it was wrong for that company to be shaming cheap cosplay. And this one girl that was fat. That company used a clip from one of my videos. That fit cosplayer was friends with some of the people in that video and called them out. I subscribed to that fit girl and found out that company, I can't remember their name, but they are out of business now. Took a video from me from PAX East and used it to shame those cosplayers. I know the law about copyright, so I contacted them and made them pay people $250 for that footage because they never gave me credit when they used my footage. I never realized how out of control this email is. It's not even focused. Stan Parker, I feel like this was your first draft that you sent off to me. I feel like you could have taken another shot at this. Like, let it sit in your drafts for an hour. Think about what you've written. Come back to it and realize when you're not making any fucking sense. And like, where do you get off telling a comedian what to do on their live stream? Who the hell are you? You don't know what my brand is. You don't know why I'm there. Do you have a table, Stan Parker? Did you have to buy a table cover to cover a table that someone gave you at a convention? Oh, were you selling shirts? Were you there selling merch? Because anyone gives a fuck about who you are? No. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody cares who you are. And guess what? And nobody cares about your fucking opinions. I'm so annoyed at people. Like, oh, like oh, this is barely zoomed in. You can barely read what this person is saying. But it's like, I don't know. Maybe I am new to this world. Is it like so taboo to like, and first of all, it wasn't even fat shaming. Like, we were costume shaming. We were cosplay shaming because it's like we saw a fat guy dressed up as a fat character and we were like, bravo, good job, mission accomplished. We saw a hot girl dressed up as hot girl character. Good job, you did it. It's when it doesn't necessarily fit. When you look like Lizzo and you're trying to be the nurse from Pokemon, people are going to comment on it, be like, you failed. If we were giving you a grade, we would give you an F. And like, why do we have to pretend that reality doesn't exist? Like, why can we not comment on people who are not A+ing it? Am I crazy? Or do we just let these things go because it's fucking the nerd world?
No, you're not crazy. And honestly, like, he acts like it's going to be so devastating. Oh my God, you can't attend a Reddit-friendly convention? Tragic. What a loss.
And we weren't being...
It's just funny that he emailed you and he goes, let me give you some advice. I wouldn't be that stupid. And you're like, are you trying to have a conversation or are you just trying to insult me? Because he was like, let me give you advice that you didn't ask for.
Who
You're an idiot.
I don't even know who you are. You're giving me advice? Like,
He sounds
I
like
wish
a
I were
mean
there.
nerd.
I wish you were there too, Brittany. I was.
I
like,
would have made it so
"Oh."
much worse. I would have amped it up like 100. If especially people are complaining, I would be like, "What fatty fucking complained?"
And here's the thing: is
Well,
I
it's
don't even
probably
think
scary.
that it was a person complaining on behalf of someone else. Like, because then the email would be like,
Pussy.
"Oh, you made fun of me," because this is what happened to me and Zia at Exotica in Chicago. We had a man dressed up as a female cat came up to us during our live. This was Catboy. Came up to us during our live stream. We were very nice, very cordial. They walked away, and we simply were like, "Oh, we can see they have a dick." Like, we're just making observations. We're observing the world around us, but if we vocalize those observations, well, we're transphobic. And I'm like, oh, and then that person, Catboy, ended up writing me an email, wrote the convention an email, like truly, like clearly trying to cancel me. And I was in a back and forth with Catboy, emailing like, "Oh, I'm so sorry you had this experience." Like, but as you can see, like they went back and listened to the live stream and like wanted to be offended, like because we were very nice to their face, and then they walked away, and we were like, "That's a penis." Why am I a bad person for point? If you don't want people to observe your visible penis, wear pants, okay? I'm just so this shit pisses me off so much because it's like the majority has to cater to the minority. The normal people have to cater to the fucking mentally ill, and it's like, how is it my problem that I am just observing what I see? We all have to just pretend.
You know what it is
the
that
world doesn't exist.
want to face the fact that they have, at least this cat boy has a penis. Why is that such a bad thing? That's factual.
It was crazy.
And if you want to hide it, tape it further back.
Is
Someone chat
is
said
it like a
dickgate.
new thing that you're going to like conventions? Is it like a newer thing for you?
Kind of. This is like my okay. I went to MegaCon in Orlando, so it is a little newer for me. But I've also been to like
I
porn
wonder if
conventions.
it's like scary for them. Like I wonder if for them it's like been like their thing. Like it's almost like they had a club since high school and they're like, "Oh my God, a pretty girl." And they're probably like really intimidated by you. Because they're probably
But
like, "Oh no, we thought we could hide out from like the
I'm
normies."
accessible as fuck. I was hugging everyone,
Yeah.
regardless of what they smelled like. I was happy to meet
Yeah.
people and see people,
Well,
regardless of
it's
smell.
almost like when you go to it's also when you go to an open mic and people assume that like you're a bitch just because you shower. Like people think that you're gonna be an asshole just because you don't look super grubby or like mean. Because it seems like they were totally like reverse bullying you.
I do
they
feel
were like-
reverse. I do feel reverse bullied. So here is Filing Cabinet just sent me the stream. We have this unlisted. Ooh. So this was the scene. This is what we were looking at. Our table. Masked Mateo. He was very cute, looked great in his little costume. But we were commenting on him because he would occasionally stand on his chair, like he would stand on his table every once in a while, and people in the chat would be like, "Oh, he's standing on his table to like assert cosplay dominance," which is I think is just such a funny idea. The idea of cosplay dominance, and so we're playing this. Let's see. Okay, should we scroll it back? When does this shaming happen, Frank? You think it happens around this time?
Chrissie May's boobs. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Oh, is that the first appearance of Chrissie May's boobs?
On the chat? I don't know because I was away for parts of this. So we're just, streaming the con. Do you think it's coming up soon?
He's singing, he's dancing, he's praying. Mateo's having a good time.
We're talking
Ooh,
about, look at Mateo, he's voguing.
Oh there, Batman.
Oh, he did the Bane voice? That's funny.
I keep getting arrested. Don't know why.
Oh, is this the girl?
Yeah, so I'm reading off a lot of the chats.
So Frank is reading off one of the chats. Oh, is it a chat about this poison ivy? Okay, bloated poison ivy here. Okay. Is it coming?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm
Oh my
swollen from
goodness.
my poison ivy ass.
Oh no, and her ass is out? Why?
Poison great.
Completely see-through. Oh,
Ew.
someone correct me. Does the character of Poison Ivy have her ass hanging out, like both cheeks? Would you consider that to be accurate cosplay? I would say no.
Lowered expectations.
So this is what they had a problem with.
Have you guys seen enough?
That's the only fat shaming
Have you seen enough?
I'm sorry, but when you have visible, like when you literally have tits on your back, like know what you look like when you leave the house. Like really, we're supposed to just pretend like not everyone looks great in their cosplay, and that's okay.
Neither does that Tomb Raider. Like, she's honestly like, what? Okay, so here's my thing.
Oh,
If
you mean the
I were
fridge
that
raider
fat-
over here?
Yeah. If it were me and I were that fat, like, do you think I would be trying to bring attention to it? Would I be walking
No.
around in like skimpy cosplays in bright colors? Fuck no.
Where you can see the rolls, like
Yeah. Like know what you look like, and also you either have to. Me and Frank were talking about this like all day on Saturday. It's like either know what you dress like a cosplay that matches your body, right, and then you can be accurate. Or if you don't, like have a sense of humor about it. Like know that you're missing the mark, and be like, yeah, I know. That's the joke, is that I'm fat Tinkerbell or I'm fat Superman or something. But you expect everyone around you to like not acknowledge the reality that's in front of them. Like, oh, they're supposed to pretend that this is an A+. I don't know. Maybe am I coming off cruel? I just think like to go out of your way and like
You're coming
like
off hella mean.
it's not even like I was if I had got an email from Fat Poison Ivy, I'd be like, okay. But this is like an email from somebody else that's offended on their behalf. Or if I had got an email from Refrigerator over
like,
here.
look
If
at this
Refrigerator was
bitch's
like,
balls.
you know what? Am I being a bitch?
Y'all are all like,
Refrigerator is accurate.
I wouldn't dress like that. And you're like, do I sound mean?
I think you're just verbalizing what everyone else is thinking, and that's okay.
Like, know that you look fat in your costume, and know that other people will also know you look fat in your costume.
This
If
is
you're
the second
happy-
stream today at the shit on fat people. It's amazing. Chrissy, it's like this is like a theme. This is like a SimpCast thing. Like, it's just like a female thing to do is talk about fat
I
women.
feel like I just sat at the table of Mean Girls.
Oh my god. But is it part of cosplay like culture to like pretend that everyone looks great in their costume? Like, because I'm new. It is.
I don't know.
We're the not mean girls. It's different. You don't get it.
We're the reality check. Like,
It's like their thing. Like I think it's like their thing that like they could be big or like overweight, and they're like, this is where I go to feel confident. And you're like, look at this fatty.
Her tit is hanging out. What?
Lila, I don't know how you have an appetite right now. How is Lila eating right now? Because
There's
like
kids. There's kids at this thing. There are children at these conventions. Like, do they
body
to show everyone you're like, come on, man.
It's a bodysuit. It's
Come
a thong
on. Why are we dressing? What do you have to prove and to who by wearing this? Or were you just so rushed getting dressed this morning? Like, I don't have pants. It's fine. Let's go. We're already late.
She's probably been waiting all year to wear that.
Girl, I used to make costumes. I went to Mermaid Parade like many years in a row. Like, put in a little more effort. At least glue some of the poison ivy to your ass crack.
Yeah,
True,
she's
that
probably
could have
just
been a
much
way to
more
make it more
confident than
notice.
me, because I could never dress like Tomb Raider, because like that was always who Angelina Jolie, or just like the most like you could not hit that mark of that first fucking PlayStation character when they put that out. But like she's probably just much more confident than I am, or just she probably got some boyfriend that loves her big old body.
And everyone deserves someone that loves them. I'm just saying, like, let's not pretend that people don't look like what they look
I'm
like.
just saying I don't. I'm just saying I don't love this.
Yeah, her boyfriend may love her, but we don't.
I just don't like that her whole ass was showing at a convention where there's kids around.
Yeah, and this is a reoccurring theme. I made a video about this. It's a reoccurring theme pretty much at every convention. I have yet to see one where they actually make an 18+ section. They just have porn around kids at conventions and women in like it's like not even contextual to the cosplay. Like they just show up looking like strippers. It's not even contextual art form or anything.
It is
or
pretty
craftsmanship.
wild.
Yeah. And
It is
I
pretty
saw
wild
what you
that
were
they're like, I'm gonna wear a color. I'm gonna wear a color theme that's like the same as the character, but it's just underwear.
Yeah.
I saw what
Just
you meant,
straight up
Brittany.
underwear.
There were a couple of men like dressed up in French maid costumes, and I'm like, is this an epidemic? Like, is this a
Yes.
trend? I don't
Yeah, it is.
understand it.
I think it's because it's very easily available and it's like a very common thing to fetishize. And I do think it's more gross when guys do it. And I stand by that because if a woman wears a dress, it's a woman wearing a dress. That's normal. That's what women do. Like that's female clothing. That's feminine clothing. It's made for our body types. What does it mean when a guy wears a dress? I'm not talking about transgender. We're talking about purely like a guy, non-gender dysphoric in particular, wearing a dress. Like it's not the same thing. It's like clearly like becoming a fetish thing. And there's
Do you
ways you could
remember cross-dressing?
what?
Remember the term cross-dressing? Because I really
Yeah,
miss that term.
yeah, that used to be
It
a
sounded
thing.
like there was
Yeah.
like a secret going on.
Wait, Brittany and
But-
Gina, do you have the same color nails right now?
Oh, do we?
Oh,
Hey,
Nice.
Yay,
Nail
nail
check.
check. Nail
I'm
check.
boring.
Keep your
I'm
nails
waiting for
done.
Tamara to put mine on.
Nail check.
Where's
1, 2.
mine?
nail check.
These
Nail
ones.
check.
Excited for these ones.
Ooh,
those look nice.
Lila's are classy.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Cute.
Lila has the cat nail ones. Because Lila is so
Love
funny.
it.
There'll be a fly in her house, and to swat it, she literally swats it like she's a cat. She's like that.
So funny.
This is part of my other point. So it's like, also it's like people. I'm not just being out there being cruel for no reason. It's funnier than it is cruel, and that's like how
It is
comedy
funny.
works.